Hey, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant, Car Chronicles again. All right, let's get to it. Let's do this. Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit. I'm doing some videos for the week because when I travel, I want to make sure you guys have some videos. You guys ready? Let's do it. This is for those of you that are going into domestic violence advocacy, those of you that are interested in the legal fields, or counseling, therapy, those of you that are going into therapy, because a lot of times when people are going through divorces, especially when children are involved, the court may mandate a reunification counseling. Reunification counseling or reunification therapy requires that the parents and the child go to therapy. Sometimes it's the child, then it's the child with one of the parents, then it's the child with the other parent, then it's the child with the parents, depending on how it's set up. And so, especially here in Washington, the whole thing is reunification therapy. The therapist is teaching them how to co-parent. That is traditional co-parent, right? Believe it or not, I'm not too happy about that. I can understand when, and this is a court order. So that means that the therapist doesn't work for the family. The therapist works for the court because they've been mandated by the courts. There's a difference because that means that they're not, they are biased, because you have two parents coming in there. And a lot of times they may catch something. That's good. We have some really good reunification therapists out there that will catch certain personality disordered behavior, some dysfunctional behavior, because a narcissist, especially on the lower end of the spectrum, where they're still very overt, it comes out. If you're with a therapist long enough, it comes out. And so we do have some really good therapists that catch that, and they document that for the court because that goes to the court. And so those paperwork is sent to the court. But there are some that they don't care about disorders. They don't care about that. They just want to do their job and reunify. And, they kind of get pulled into this cycle and they become biased, so you have good and you have bad therapists. Now, for those of you, that is traditional type, where even if you have to go to parenting classes, like here in the state of Washington, one of the requirements for divorce is that each parent goes to a parenting class. And in the parenting class, it does teach, which is it's a good class. I wish I could find it. I would love to do a course like that. I'll find the one that I had. I know I have it somewhere, but I would do a course like that for people. Even though for a narcissist it's kind of irrelevant, but at least they've had the training, so they can't say they didn't have the training, so that's good, because in that class, in that course, it teaches, what you should and shouldn't do. In other words, talking about the other parent, having conversations around your child concerning the other child. So it's like indirect conversation, that parental alienation, where they're talking around the child or suggesting things to the child. So they talk about a lot of that. They just don't know what they were doing was they were teaching up parental alienation, and it's about the child. That's traditional ways of doing something you're supposed to do. That is something that should be implemented. We get that. But what about the ones that are dealing with high conflict divorces? When you're dealing with high conflict divorces, and this is for some of you guys, and remember, I'm getting ready to open up a certified coaching academy. And this is something that you may think of, because I'm going to tell you, for some people, you want to coach individuals. For some people, you want to coach groups. You have to know the difference. You have to know who is your customer, who is your client. And some of you guys are beyond individuals. Some of you guys need to be focusing on companies and not, companies and organizations, not individual people. The people will get the benefit from it, but some of you need to be focusing on companies, and court systems. And when they're talking about mandated courses or mandated classes, especially in a high conflict divorce, when you have a high conflict divorce, there should be a different type of course that should be taken to hold these parents accountable, especially when you're dealing with a narcissist. It's not the fact that the course or the classes that they take is going to change them, But what happens is, because they have taken the class and got the certification and turn it into the court, that should be used later on when things begin to happen, that you're violating your training, you're violating court orders, because you have had the training. So you have been trained on what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. And somebody needs to come up with that type of training. Some of you guys need to come up with that type of training and advocate and make that a part of, your name on the list in the courts, where they know where to send this information to. Because normal co-parenting, there's no such thing as normal co-parenting with a narcissist. It's counter-parenting. You're trying to co-parent and they're counter-parenting. Everything that you try to implement is never the same. It's like potty training. I'll just use something really simple, right? Potty training, for example. When I used to teach young mothers potty training, one of the things I used to teach them is that, take them to, put underwear on them and then take them to the potty every 45 minutes. Continue to do that if you have the time at home, every 45 minutes you take them to the potty until they stay dry for those 45 minutes. Then you extend it. Then start taking them every hour to the potty, faithfully, even if they don't have to use the bathroom, every hour. And when you continue doing this and they stay dry for the hour, you continue. Eventually what happened, and my child seemed like she took forever. Like she was 50 by the time she got potty trained. But it worked. It does work because you're putting them in a routine. And so you're teaching them strategies. You're teaching them habits, right? Okay, so now, this is something good, right? We know this is something good. You're potty training the child. So you tell the narcissist parent who's counter-parenting with you, you've come up with a good idea or you've learned something, so you're letting them know, hey, I got this routine going. So what I need you to do, just keep the routine up so that, it's the same over there, same over here. Because of the fact that you were the one who told them, because it sounds like you're telling them what to do and you're in charge and you're not the boss of me, guess what they do? They decide how they're going to potty train the child. Guess what they mess up? They mess up the routine. So every time your child comes back, guess what you got to do all over again? And it's so frustrating because it's something simple. It's about the kid. It's not about me telling you what to do. It's about the kid, right? Well, some of you know that frustration. It doesn't make any sense. It's potty training. 45 minutes, you're at the house. Take them to the potty every 45 minutes. I don't have 45 minutes. Or that it doesn't work. And it's stupid. How you know it's stupid? You ain't had no other kids. You've never potty trained any kids before. I'm trying to tell you what to do so it's the same in both houses. You can go ahead. You can hang that up. You guys, that's counter-parenting. You see what I'm talking about? You see something simple with potty training? What about when you come up with a routine for your kids? When they come home, as soon as they come home, they're going to eat dinner and they're going to sit down and do homework before they watch television. This is the routine. You come home or sit down and do homework while you're cooking dinner, feed the kids, let them finish homework, go take a bath, go lay your big head down somewhere and go to sleep so that you can go to school in the morning and you won't be tired. Real easy, right? Send it to the big head parent, right? Narcissist parent. Do you think they keep up with that? No, because it was your idea. Because of the fact that it was your idea, and because you came up with a routine, because you may be the custodial parent. So they're in your house. So you have to find a routine for you, right? Because of the fact that they were in your house and you came up with that idea and you send them over to the narcissist parent, guess what they're going to do? Well, my new wife, they're going to throw that in your face too. My new wife or my new husband. Or we decided. And you're thinking to me, who are you to decide anything? I'm trying to tell you. This is the routine where we don't do things like that at our house. That's why you have to come up. You have to go find the course. And I was going to do a course. But go find a course about parallel parenting. Parallel parenting, which is unfortunate sometimes for the kid. It's just a sad thing. Parallel parenting. You may keep a notebook. You may send messages back and forth through a notebook with the narcissist parent, or you may use the parenting app, that legal parenting app, which can be used in court again, by the way, just in case you need to know. But the communication is limited. So if they have like a game on the weekend, or if they have a game, you have to make a decision. You may not be able to be at every game. You be at this game and they be at that game. You let them pick and choose so that both of you guys are not at the game at the same time. It's sad, but it's true. And the communication is through the notebook. Hint, hint, the notebook. The communication is through the notebook. You put your dates on there, what you're going to do, who's going to go. It's teacher-parent conference. You want to go, I'm going to go, who's going to go. So a lot of that. And when they get to that house, you don't have any say over in their house, just like they don't have any say over at your house. So co-parenting, the traditional way of co-parenting, even though the concept is great and it works for those parents that just didn't get along, it didn't work, but they still care about the child, it works. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, everything is a fight. Everything is a competition. Everything is counterproductive to what you're trying to do for no reason. No reason. Because they're narcissists.